So in season one, we obviously got to establish all the characters and their friendships. In season two, what were you looking forward to bringing out and establishing for your character in this season that you kind of maybe touched on in season one, but now we get to dive more into it? And Bresha, I'll start with you.
Well, everything was kind of bubbling at the surface. We left on a really top cliffhanger, with Whitney's character, and we all were going through our own thing. I left my job and I was leaving my husband. So we all were having these things that were bubbling up for us. And now in this season, especially Renee and all of us, we get to really live out those things. And we get to walk it out, as I keep saying, like she put herself in these positions and she has to successfully or unsuccessfully get herself out of it or back into it. And you get to know a lot more about our characters, what makes them who they are, you just know us as friendships, our friendship is developing more and we're learning more about each other, but we're also choosing to be selfish in the same time, choosing our careers, choosing our heart's desires truly. And yeah, that was what I was really excited to just show more of where Renee comes from. You get to see where she, see more of Chicago, where she comes from, her family, her love life. She's single and what that looks like more. And, you might see another returning character that comes back in as well.
So I want to ask you, we've talked a bit about the transformation that the characters are going through and choosing themselves first through different situations. So I want to know from you each personally, what's something, a belief, a thought, a principle that you held early in your career that has changed sort of over the course of it as things have developed or you've grown as a woman and had more experiences in life?
Principle.
I mean, we talked about this a little bit earlier today because we've been doing a bunch of press today. And I think as I said it, it sort of rang true. It was kind of surprised myself when it came out of my mouth. But I think in my 20s, like when I first got to New York after college, I thought I was ready for everything. I was like, give me everything. I want it all. And I want it right now. I want that hit TV show. I want that leading role on Broadway. I was in New York doing theater. I was like, I want to be married. I want to do all these things. And I think what I've learned in sort of getting these things, like a decade out almost, just having been married and, now being on this awesome TV show that people are so responsive to, and that seems to be having a really positive impact, which is, the greatest hope I can personally have, is to make an impact on people's lives, is that it comes with a lot of responsibility. And it also, in order to keep it and to nurture it and to really be ready for it, it takes time. And you're not always ready for things when you think you're ready for them. Because sometimes if you get it too early, it's going to go away. And I do feel like waiting for those things to come around and just trusting that it's all in God's timing has been something that has really been revealed to me by having this experience, because I finally feel like, oh, I thought I was ready for this 10 years ago, but now I'm ready, So that's one thing I would say.
I guess I've learned that I have more power than I thought I did, in the sense of I am in control of my life. And I get to decide what I want to do with it. And so if I really believe in myself and I stand in that power, then I'm going to enjoy the journey that I'm on. And so when it comes to my work, I've now learned to just shift my gaze when I'm looking at a new script or a potential project or something for myself. I have to live that experience. I have to go and I have to make it. I have to, potentially uproot my family and I still have to be a parent, but also go to work. So I want to enjoy myself everywhere I go. And I've learned that I have more power in that, where I can choose to say no and really either create or wait for or energetically bring in the opportunities that I'm seeking. And then be prepared for them, like Corbin said, because I think with time came this knowing in myself of worthiness, I guess. And so I guess it's just a symptom of growing older and a little bit more confident. Yeah.
I guess mine would just be present more, take in the flowers and just enjoy, like sometimes you're just going and going and going in this career and you never take a moment just to see how much you've accomplished. And it's just good now to realize that I can be proud of myself. I can give myself grace, learn how to give myself grace. And I'm applying that to my life. And every day I might like fall on my face, but I can get back up again and give myself grace, but especially just taking in the moments now, like living in the present, taking in this interview, taking in just being able to be in New York right now, doing press and enjoying it, not just going through it, it's a blessing, and not to take it for granted either, because there's a lot of people that want to do what we do. And I'm so fortunate that I'm still in this business, that I get to tell these stories, and especially on a show like this. So I want to be present and be forever in gratitude.